Hi, this is Vidya Balan and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Mukesh Chabra, I think he's like a hero as well, of sorts. There are people who missed Bob Biswas, to be honest. But I think there's some wonderful casting that has been done. Arjun Rampal, I think a lot of women I've seen on Facebook, I've seen a few posts where women are lusting about him.
Yeah, that and, they always do.
But I think he's come up with a very good performance.
Oh, of course. Performance,
he's put in a very sensitive performance as well. It's like a compassionate performance. And the best part is that he emerges as a hero because he doesn't try to overshadow the main lead. And Haldar, I think, was outstanding.
He's always outstanding, you know. Kharaj Mukherjee
is outstanding.
I would watch him on set and I'd be amazed because nothing he does makes him look like he's acting, which is a great feat, you know, because we're all trying to seem as natural can be. But here is this man who, you know, his personality is also such that it's a slightly, a little more pronounced reaction and all, but it never looks, and he's got great comic timing also.
Absolutely.
You know,
and it's very natural, and there's a very nice energy to it. Something that we normally don't see in Hindi films. And that adds to the charm. Even that inspector, that lady inspector, I think she has a lot of
absolutely
that entire
you know, she looks like so regular, and she's an assassin. But that, I think, is really Shujoy wanting to show that, you know, normal is what you make it out to be. Because we all believe that we are all normal. But beneath that veneer of normalcy, there can be many demons. I think that's what Jugal Hansraj, Jugal was so lovely. You know, because you've seen him as Masoom. I think Mukesh Chabra and Shujoy really struck gold with that casting, because who would have imagined that he could be the perpetrator, but he is.
Okay, I think we shouldn't be talking about it because the movie is still in the theaters and it's still early days. And the movie is touching on a very, I think, important subject, that is child sexual abuse. We've seen in the recent past that Pink has had a very positive impact on in terms of the way people should look at this entire no means no has become like an anthem of sorts in a way as well. And the way you're just telling things, there are a lot of people, and the worst part is that the relatives of the abusers, the way they try to shield these people is something which is extremely unfortunate. You'd like to say something about this aspect, because
I think, you know, it's been
people don't realize, but it's a big menace.
It's a big menace,
and it has a far-reaching negative impact on children as they grow up older.
Statistics show that every second boy may be a victim of abuse, and I think every third girl. So it's actually more prevalent amongst boys.
And you don't expect the boys to be abused.
But I think both are at equal risk. And I couldn't get my head around, you know, I've read about abuse. I've seen films about it. I've known people who've gone through child sex abuse. So this is something that I couldn't even begin to imagine, forget, accept. And I think that's what happens most often. It's something you just want to wish away, you know, which is why it was such a tightrope walk. It was such a delicate balance, but I think Shujoy has managed it beautifully, because without showing anything, he still gets his point across.
Correct.
You know, and at the same time, in certain important scenes, like in that scene where I prod her, you know, with questions. To ask her what is really happening with her. I'm giving her my own example. I'm personalizing it. So those were tricky scenes, but I think they've been dealt with very carefully. I feel when I saw it at the screening, I actually teared up at that scene.
No, must have actually, because you don't expect such sort of depiction. And I think it's a far better depiction than actually showing graphic details.
Exactly.
It is far better,
because the communication is what is lacking.
Exactly. People, you know, the communication will be far more through this.
Exactly, because the communication is what will solve a lot of things. If kids have the courage to come up to their guardians, their parents, and tell them that this is what is happening to them, you know, there'd be a definite reduction in the percentage of child sex abuse.
Absolutely. I think
But
it should
I
happen.
think it's such an uncomfortable truth, you know, because I think most often within families, it happens most often within families
Exactly.
or with
Immediate family members and
or with, you know, people who the families trust.
families trust.
And invariably, it's someone they are financially or emotionally dependent on,
that's
which is what makes it impossible.
Correct. And that's how the families they just try to cover it up.
Exactly. So I hope this, you know, gives courage to those who've had the unfortunate experience of it, or who are seeing things around them, to acknowledge this, to follow their instinct, and you know, probably save a child the ordeal of living with this for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.